Howdy, Immortalium here. We haven't had a manga haul for a while. I was, reading all the manga that I got over at Namcon, so it's been, well, I think the last proper manga haul I had, excluding the Namcon, was probably July or something. So, yeah, pretty big deal. I was hoping, I actually got all the stuff a week ago, but I was hoping for an item to arrive. It doesn't appear to have arrived, so I'm just going to have to film this review, and I'll just tell you what it is. It was volume 20 of Bakuman, so I might possibly get that. Maybe it got lost in the mail, I don't know. But let's get started. So, first of all, just to tell you my policy now on manga is, for the moment at least, my intention is to, if I can't get the whole series in one order, I'm not going to start any new series. So, if I can get all of it in one go, I'll get it. But if not, I have to prioritize series I already have started. So that's how I'm going to roll right now. So let's get started. So I'll start off with the ones that I'm progressing on. So we'll start off with, I got volume 10 of Devil in Her Love Song. Such an amazing series. This is my 5th favorite manga of all time so far. Hopefully the level of quality in it will hold up until the end. So I'm really happy to have gotten that. After that, I've gotten a big series. Volumes 5 to 7 of Attack on Titan. If you haven't already looked it up, I did my first impressions for the first 4 volumes of Attack on Titan, and I absolutely loved it. There was a few issues I had with it, but it seems that most, the 2 major issues I had should be worked out by now. So it's possible that this series could be, these 3 volumes could be even more awesome than the first 4. I don't know, but really happy to have gotten that. I know I'm not quite up to date because I think they've just released volume 9 and of course 8 is out. But it's hard to keep up with these monthly releases, So after that, the other continuing series is volumes 4 and 5 of Osamu Tezuka's Blackjack. Unfortunately, on Book Depository, where I order my manga, they don't have volume 6 of Blackjack, and there's actually a lot of missing, volumes in between. I think I might have checked Amazon, and I think they might have had volume 6, but it's at the higher Amazon price than Book Depository, so I don't know. Hopefully they'll start going back into print, and because it's a great series. It's not my favorite Osamu Tezuka manga, although it's a lot of people's favorites. So basically volume 4 and volume 5. So that's 600 pages in total, 300 pages a volume. So they are thick. If you look at the price, I know they're a little more expensive than normal manga, but they are like, a volume and a half in length. So don't worry about that. Let me see. Oh, this is important. Ironically, I think this series, the first Omnibus's review of it, I think has become my most popular manga review video. And that is Lone Wolf and Cub. This is the second Omnibus. I enjoyed the first one a lot, the first Omnibus. The only real issue I had with the first Omnibus of it is the fact that we don't seem to have gotten into much of the character's background and his plans and the main story. It was kind of a lot of individual stories, kind of showing how smart and strong he is. It's well executed and really well done. It just, I'd like some kind of beginning, some kind of start to the story, the overall story. So hopefully this second Omnibus will introduce it. If not, it'll be annoying. I'll have to see then, I will probably continue it even if it doesn't start. It just, I'd like it to start at some point. I think I heard Co-Provider say that he's on volume 4 and he got the little tiny, first edition ones. And he's not that keen on it right now. It hasn't engaged him so much. I know what he means. It hasn't hooked me either, but it's still very good and still very recommendable. After that, I think these are the last ones of the continuing series, yeah. That is, I did a video on light novels, and the series that I have the most light novels of is Haruhi Suzumiya. So I got these two. With these two, actually, afterwards, I think there's the surprise of Haruhi Suzumiya, and then we'll actually be up to date with Japan. Plus, the surprise of Haruhi Suzumiya, I think, is coming out in 30 days. I already have it pre-ordered. So once I've read these, and I have read the surprise of Haruhi Suzumiya, I'm literally up to date. So hopefully, you know, they probably won't be able to do this, but I'm hoping that maybe when the next Haruhi Suzumiya novel comes out, that maybe Yen Press can do like a, you know, an almost simultaneous release, because that would be awesome. But for the moment, you know, I haven't started these. They're actually a little thinner than I expected them to be. This one, the Disassociation of Haruhi Suzumiya, is only about 180 pages, and the Indignation of Haruhi Suzumiya is only about 216. So I'm quite surprised at their thinness, but you know, I guess light novels are meant to be fast reads, so I'm glad to have gotten that. So those are all the series that I'm continuing on. Now, for a series that I have, you know, completed in this order, let's get started with... Okay, I'll pick this one first because I really want to talk about this one. This one's called Utsubora, the story of a novelist. And I haven't read this yet, just to tell you, I haven't read any of these. Just because I've, you know, set them up in a spot, you know, to fill them once, you know, so once I was done, so I didn't want to read them until, you know, I had filmed the video. So Utsubora, from what I've read online, this manga is supposed to be insanely amazing. And from what I can see about the artwork looks really nice as well. It has that kind of very much a seinen looking manga with lots of like strong whites and blacks with, you know, not too much greys. Actually, ironically, it kind of reminds me slightly of Clamp's works, even though it's not as, you know, beautiful or, you know, pleasant to look at as Clamp's. It's still very lovely artwork and very kind of almost surreal looking. The issue that I need to bring up is the fact that this manga apparently has not been selling well at all for Vertical. So, like, I haven't reviewed it yet, but and this manga will be probably one of the first ones from this pile that I'll read and review, just to try to get more people to buy it. But you know, considering that, you know, almost everyone else absolutely adores this manga, calling it like one of the best mangas to be released this year, I'd recommend you get it already. So just to help support, you know, this investment, because apparently Vertical, they're considering only doing a limited print run on this. It hasn't been selling that well at all. Let's keep up with the Vertical stuff. So next I got, I've been wanting to get this for a long time, Sakuran. I actually thought this was a josei for some reason. And the only, you know, when I realized that it wasn't a josei was actually when I was looking at the, you know, at this bit over here, which is like where all the information is, you know, like who translated and all that. And I noticed it said, first serialized in Evening, which I know is a seinen manga magazine. So I looked it up, and actually it's seinen. So I'm not sure why. Anyway, this is about a you know, a brothel girl and her life in the brothels. A period piece, I think. It's yeah, Edo period. So it's supposed to be really good as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And plus, it's only 300 pages. So nothing wrong with that. And the last Vertical stuff that I got is, of course, I'm quite excited about this because once I have, you know, show you this, actually once I got this, I should say, the only Vertical Tezuka that I don't have now are those remaining volumes of Blackjack. I have every other release of Tezuka from Vertical, and that is Apollo Song. Now, I actually saw a manga unboxing the other day. I'm just trying to recall who it was who unboxed it. Anyway, he got the, you know, the one volume edition of it. That's the very first release of Apollo Song, and then in the, you know, second print, they released in these two books. So I would have liked, you know, to have the whole big one, but I guess for like portability's sake and like convenience's sake, you know, and plus it's, I think it might have been like slightly cheaper than getting the big book. I don't mind the fact that it's been split up into two. If you haven't heard of Apollo Song, it's like Osamu Tezuka called it his sex education manga. So, you know, it was quite controversial for its time, I think 70s. And yet, despite being like a sex education manga, it's, you know, it's 16 plus and it's shonen. So, it was shonen in Japan, it's 16 plus over here. So, That surprised me. After this, let's start off on the... I got a surprisingly large amount of Dark Horse in this haul, so I'll just point these out. So, first of all, now, I know that I said that this is the complete series. To phrase it better, it's the complete first part of a series, and that is Trigun, the omnibus. Basically, this is Trigun, not Trigun Maximum. So I have all of Trigun, which is the first series of Trigun. That's I think it's the series that was made into the anime, which I still have not seen yet. Although I'm told that the ending isn't particularly good in Trigun, the anime. This was a shonen. The magazine it was in got cancelled. So since it was like the most popular thing in that magazine, he went around, the mangaka, Yasuhiro Naito, went around asking, like, were any other magazines interested in it? And the only other magazine that was interested in it wanted it as a seinen, and that's where Trigun Maximum came out of. So this is the complete shonen first part of Trigun. So I'm looking forward to that. The artwork is kind of funky looking, I confess. It might take a bit of getting used to. Plus, I've noticed that the translation, like the sound effects, haven't been translated, so that's also a bit disappointing. But I'll get over that. And then, continuing on with the complete series, I got both omnibuses of Angelic Lair. So that's great. It's another Clamp series. I've been meaning to get more Clamp. I remember when I started out collecting manga, I made an oath to myself that I would get as much Clamp, as much Tezuka, and as much Masamune as possible. Now, I failed on Masamune's part. The only manga I have from him so far is Black Magic. From Tezuka, as you can hear, I'm doing very well on that. Clamp, I've been making my progress, but at a relatively slow rate. So I am excited to have gotten like the complete Angelic Lair. If any of you have read Chobits, this is actually set before Chobits. It stars cameos, I think, from some of the characters, and also one of the characters that died in Chobits or something like that is in this series, so we get to know him a lot better. So I'm very excited to read that. Now, I know it's stylistically completely different. Chobits is seinen, Angelic Lair shonen, but I'm still looking forward to reading it. And plus, it's like, only 5 volumes long in total, in the 2 omnibuses, so that it won't be that long a read. Plus, it's an action thing, so those fly by. After that, I just have 3 mangas then. So finishing off the Tezukas that I got Atom Cat. Atom Cat, it's a children's work from Tezuka, kind of a re-envisioning of his most famous creation, Astro Boy, in the form of a cat. And I know, it's supposed to be pretty clever in that, I think each chapter opens up with an excerpt from the Astro Boy manga, and then it shows off, how it works in, and plus the guy who owns this cat is massively into Astro Boy, so it's supposed to be pretty good. Not amazing. The main reason I got this now was because of the fact that the digital manga publishing, their stuff, their Tezukas run out fast. I mean, I was lucky to get their Swallowing the Earth because, that was out of print. I missed my chance on Barbara and Unico, so I'm getting this, no two ways about that. Then I have Kisses, Sighs, and Cherry Blossom Pink. A Yuri, but it's, and usually I'm not into that kind of stuff, but my 6th favourite manga of all time is Yuri, Girlfriends, and it's from the same mangaka, so I can't go wrong with that. It's not supposed to be as good as Girlfriends, but I'm still looking forward to reading it. And finally, this is from Viz, from Viz Media, and a seinen from their signature lot, Solanin. I actually came across this series, a friend of mine, an online friend of mine, Archangel Manga, he was reviewing the series, what was it called? Some Wonderful World or something like that. What a Wonderful World? Maybe. But anyway, from the same mangaka. I looked up both series and I just found this the more interesting looking series, so what can you do? So that's my manga haul. Hopefully it seemed, interesting, just keeping you guys up to date, seeing what I got. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.